It's the Grateful Carnivore. Today's subject is Father's Day. Tomorrow is actually Father's Day. Today I plan on just doing a lot of stuff in the yard, moving gravel, moving plants, cutting the yard. That'll all start here probably within the next half hour. But tomorrow being Father's Day, and I'm a father of a 17-year-old kid. He'll be 18 in October. Not that far away. Um, I don't know. I've tried my best to be a good father. He was born back in 2004. I was married and all that stuff, whatever. And he has an older brother and two younger brothers. They're not mine, but he does have. There's four of them all together. And I've stayed in the area that I live in because of I want to keep him around his siblings and his mom and grandma and everybody. So I bought a house here and everything, and pretty established here. It'll be, I guess, 20 years um, next year since I've lived in the town I live in. I actually was born in West Virginia and grew up in the Cleveland area, all the suburbs up there. But I spent my most time of my life down here in Salem, Ohio. But my son was born here and has been here his whole entire life. And being a single father with him pretty much most of his life, I've tried my best. We were very active together when he was young, and we did a little bit of fishing here and there. That's my plan for tomorrow, is to try to drag him out to go fishing with me. But yeah, Ohio has a I guess free fishing weekend. I think they probably do it like every year, but it's this weekend this year. But there's a chance I could try to take him out later today, but I'm probably gonna wait till tomorrow. But he's just a kid that stays in his room on the video games, and that's his life. That's what's caused him to be overweight, and he was diagnosed with autism in the last year, and that doesn't help anything. But I want to get him out. I'm gonna try to bargain with him to get him out of the house. I've got I've got a friend at work. Well, my coworker, not really a friend, but she's always getting on my case about the way I feed him, the way I don't force him to do anything. I guess I just felt like if you have to force somebody to do something, I know there's discipline, in a child's life, but if you have to force something, I used to take him to church with me. I've been to church myself for a long time, but I went for a good decade, and towards the end of it, when he started getting a little bit older, I had to force him. I had to yell and scream at him to get him to go, and it was very unpleasant for me. It's trying to get him to go out, to go fishing, to go for walks, to go for the park, and just things that fathers and sons do. And I just stopped doing it. I used to ask here and there. Every once in a while I still do, but I did get him to go for a walk at the park with me probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, but ever since then I haven't been able to do that. But I'm going to try really hard. He asked me for a video game yesterday, and I let him have one. So maybe that could be my bargaining chip, whatever. But tomorrow is Father's Day, and I'm his father, so maybe I'll get lucky. But I've got two fishing poles, one for him, one for me, and seats and everything. It's going to be very comfortable out there, depending on the weather. But maybe we can go out for an hour. I don't know. I got to try to convince him. So I used to be a very avid fisherman, but I was never that good at it. But I liked to do it. I used to go with my buddy Getty all the time when he used to live in town. But it's just mostly me going out there and doing it. But I want to enjoy that with my son. I want to have this one last fun summer with him before he turns 18, because then he's an adult. He'll still be my little boy, but he'll be a grown man. So he's pretty much a grown man right now if you look at him. He's over 6 foot and probably somewhere between 300 to 350. He's a big boy, so very tall. But I want to do things better for him. I'm actually changing the way I eat a little bit recently here. I was doing mostly beef and eggs and butter and bacon, but I've added some chicken back into it, and probably add a few other things, just so it makes it easier for me to cook for myself and him. He gets side dishes, whatever. I don't have that. My side dishes are like eggs or bacon. I guess if you want to consider that a side dish, but it's just so much easier and so much I guess cheaper in the long run if we both have the same meat. and then go on with him. But it's not my favorite thing to do, but it's the best way I can do it, I guess. But between his diet, my diet, and he's so inactive that even no matter how well he eats, it's not going to be. You got to get some movement. So I'm hoping to do that. I'm hoping I can do that with him. And this could be the weekend. Today I'm going to be out here in my yard, doing all kinds of yard stuff. I enjoy being back here. I want to make it a very pleasant place for me to be, and I like the way it looks and stuff, but I don't think I'm going to get him out here very much, but I just, I'm doing things to enjoy my life, enjoy my time, and, I hope I can enjoy time with him. He's always going to be my son, but, once they're adults, it's a different story. So between helping him with his diet, he does drink pop. I've got him drinking a whole lot more water. He walked by me this morning and going into the kitchen to get some pop, and I said, "Hey, what about trying some other drinks? Gatorades, whatever." And some people have mentioned like or I think it's Zevia or whatever, Zevia, or some other pop-like stuff that's got no sugar. But I'm not a big fan of sugar-free stuff. I think it's actually worse in the long run, the chemicals and stuff. But I'm gonna try some Powerade or Gatorade maybe at first to get him, so at least he has a sugary drink that's not as bad as pop. But he's getting other foods in him too though. So the biggest goal is to try to get him outside more often. I gotta find a way to do that. So, and this is the best time, summertime. So even into the fall. But we'll see what happens with that. But I just want to talk about, being a father and Father's Day stuff. This just happens to be Father's Day weekend, so it's a good subject. But, I never really got to have the good father figure in my life. I had a biological father, obviously, and he wasn't a very good father. And I ended up being adopted. And, I have an adopted dad. I have his last name, and he was a really great man, but we live an hour and a half apart. He lives in Bay Village, Ohio, and I live in Salem, Ohio. So a little ways, but it's not that far of a drive really. And we barely ever done it. He's come down to me once or twice. I think it's only been once. I went up to him at least a couple times, but I don't know. We just don't have that relationship. I'm in my mid 40s and he's in his mid 60s, and biological father would be pushing 80 almost if he was still alive. But I don't know. I never wanted that relationship between me and my son. We still live together. But it's so I have that at least. But I don't have the relationship I want with him. But I never really had the relationship with two father figures in my life. And plus, I was raised in foster homes and children's homes, so I slightly had a father figure, multiple times, but not really too much. A lot of the families I lived with, the dads were always out working, so they were never really there too much. Maybe on holidays and stuff, but I definitely never really had the mother figure. My biological parents were divorced, and I have very, very few memories as a small child of my mother, mostly bad memories. But then I got to spend time with her a few times as an adult before she passed away. And when I was adopted, my adopted father's gay, and he's actually married to a man, a Mexican man. But probably close to 10 years by now, I guess. I had another father figure in my life that was a boyfriend of his, many, many years ago. But I've had father figures in my life, but having gay men as father figures, my dad was, I wouldn't say was very feminine, but he was definitely more feminine than most men, being gay. But I didn't have that strong father figure to go out and play catch with and all that stuff, whatever. And my dad and I did have a lot of fun. He took me a lot of places, and when my youngest brother, my adopted brother, was adopted, he was a black boy. He's probably getting close to 30 by now. We don't even have a good relationship. He has problems with my dad and has problems with me, so I haven't even seen him in, God, probably close to 20 years by now. But You know, he's still my brother though. But I don't know. I want to be a good father. Oh, hey, it's a woodpecker with a red head. I don't know if you can see it. I went around the back of the tree. That was a big, gigantic woodpecker. I get to see things like that out here in my yard. That's amazing. I see a lot of owls, and that's the first time I saw a big red-headed. I don't know if you can see it in the distance, but it's got a little red head. You hear it? That's amazing. Dude, that's why I love that about my yard. That's why I want to make my yard a lot better place for me to sit out and enjoy. I get to see stuff like that. The other day I saw an owl, and I hadn't seen owls since last year, and I saw 3 of them and swooping down my front yard, and when they flew past my window, it was very majestic. So I've heard the woodpecker out here. I can hear that little, tap tap tapping, but it's still over there. I can see it knocking on the tree. That's a big sucker too. That's amazing. I just love that. So the more comfortable I make it out here, nicer I make it out here, I can sit out here and watch this stuff. So nature's pretty amazing. So, well, I don't want to keep rambling on about this, but if you're a father, do your best to be a good father. Try. I want to try to help my son with his, eating lifestyle and just do things with him. Maybe as an adult we can do even cooler father-son things that we couldn't do when he was younger. I don't know. So, all right, like, share, subscribe, and happy Father's Day tomorrow to all the dads out there, or soon-to-be dads.